What would you do if you abandoned your family during a zombie outbreak? And 4 years later, someone offered you millions to go back. A desperate father begs a passing driver to take his wife and daughter to the evacuation port. The driver ignores him, forcing the family to run on foot through the chaos. The driver is Young-seok, a soldier guiding his own sister and her son to a ship. The entire country collapses in a single day. Young-seok boards a rescue plane, but a creature is already hiding in the lower deck. Panic erupts as the creature attacks the passengers. She screams for him to keep going, and the crowd swallows her. Young-seok leaves his sister behind, a choice that will torment him forever. Because of this infected ship, every neighboring country seals its borders, and Korea becomes a permanently quarantined wasteland. Young-seok and his brother-in-law Chul-min survive as outcasts in Hong Kong, treated like garbage by the locals. The local crime boss summons them with a dangerous offer. The soldiers who guard the coastline can be bribed, so the team can sneak in and out by boat. The creatures go blind at night, making the mission theoretically possible. The reward is half the money, but only if they return alive. Chul-min still blames Young-seok for leaving his sister to die on that ship, but they have no other choice, so they join a crew of 4 and sail back.
사람 괴롭잖아 이게. 빨리빨리.
喂韓國佬咩？
뭐?
好似佢哋有世界嘅地方俾啲咁嘅人嚟攞襲㗎咩？
A distant radio warning tells them to turn back, but they press on into the dark. The crew lands on the peninsula and sets out to find the truck before sunrise. The ruined streets are silent, but every shadow hides a threat. A mysterious team of survivors is already swarming the vehicle. Young-seok's crew searches the area and finds another truck nearby, but it is full of cash. They hit the jackpot, but their celebration is short-lived. But the man is infected, and the sudden noise attracts a massive horde. Young-seok jumps into the truck and speeds away, but the crew chases him. They are clear and the money is real, but then headlights appear in the fog. Armed soldiers drag the crew away, and Young-seok barely escapes into the wreckage. Suddenly, a car smashes through the horde, and a woman shouts for him to get in. The driver is Min-young, a mother who lives in the wasteland with her 2 daughters, Junai and Yoo-jin. Junai cleverly restarts the car, and they escape through the narrow alleys. They spot another truck, but a wounded man begs for help. The soldiers of Unit 631 find him first, and their leader, Captain Seo, takes him captive. Unit 631 was once a rescue squad, but 4 years of isolation has driven them completely mad.
아니 지금 한미사령부에서 내 연락을 얼마나 기다리고 있는데 배터리 못 끄면 어떡해?
재밌네. 아니.
야 근데
할아버지. 언제까지 하실 거예요? 지겹지도 않아요?
아니야 이번이 진짜라니까 야.
They hunt survivors for sport, and they call their captives wild dogs. Young-seok's captured truck had batteries, and they finally make contact. A UN ship is waiting at Incheon port, but only if they can reach it. Meanwhile, the soldiers of Unit 631 realize the captured truck is full of money. H-Wang treats the soldiers like slaves, and tensions in the camp are boiling over. The soldiers find Young-seok in the rubble, and H-Wang orders him sent to the arena. Young-seok is thrown inside, and the gates open. But Min-young has been watching the camp, and she has a plan to break him out. She knows the soldiers' routines, and she knows exactly when they are distracted. Inside the camp, Captain Seo celebrates with drinks, unaware that his men are plotting against him. Sergeant H-Wang discovers the truck full of cash, and he wants it all for himself. He orders his men to find the satellite phone, but it is missing. He tells them about the satellite phone, and he promises to lead them to the escape ship. But the soldiers are more interested in the money than in escaping. They force Young-seok into the arena, but he has a plan. Min-young infiltrates the camp, and she finds Young-seok before the fight begins. They strike a deal, but the creatures are already swarming the arena. Min-young and her team launch a daring rescue, grabbing Young-seok from the jaws of death. They escape in a stolen truck, and they race toward Incheon port. But H-Wang is not giving up easily, and he sends his men to chase them down. Min-young's father, Grandpa, is a former soldier who still believes in rescue, but he is old and his body is failing him. The team reaches a safe house, but they know they cannot stay long. Grandpa insists on waiting for Major Jane, but Min-young knows they cannot wait. She convinces him to leave, and they pack up the truck. But Young-seok is haunted by his past, and he cannot stop thinking about the family he abandoned. She tells him her father taught her to help the weak, and she sees him as weak.
가서 잘 거니까 얼른 가서 자라고. 아 싫다고. 하나. 맨날 뭐라고 해. 날 좀 들었다고 언니한테 하고.
나도 그럴 걸 그랬나.
구해줘도 난리야.
Young-seok is shaken, but he knows what he must do. He must help Min Young's family escape, or he will never forgive himself. But first, they must distract Sergeant H. Wang, or he will follow them. Yong Seok remembers the day he left his sister behind, and the guilt is eating him alive. Grandpa checks the batteries on the satellite phone, but they are running low. He prays that Major Jane will come to Incheon Port, but he is losing hope. Yong Seok confesses to Min Young that he was the driver who refused to pick up her family 4 years ago. 31 cars drove past her, and not one stopped to help. Min Young tells him he owes her daughters, and he agrees to help them escape. Yoo Jin pleads to take just one, but Min Young tells her to leave them behind. Yong Seok tells Junai to stay behind if he does not return by sunrise. He promises to find, but he knows the odds are against him. She asks if he will really be back, and he promises he will. He asks Grandpa to take care of the girls, and they set off. They sneak back into the Unit 631 camp through a hidden emergency exit. He tells them to have fun like there is no tomorrow, because there will be no tomorrow. The soldiers cheer, but Yong Seok and Min Young are watching from the shadows.
쟤좀 이상하지 않냐? 약 먹은 거 같은데?
야야야야야, 저기 봐. 이거 보고해야 되는.
They spot the truck full of money, and they know they must move fast. Min Young tells Yong Seok that he owes her daughters, and he agrees to help her. She distracts Sergeant H. Wang with a bottle of whiskey, but he is suspicious. But H. Wang is not easily fooled, and he starts asking questions. He notices that Captain Seo is acting strange, and he suspects a trap. Min Young plays it cool, but H. Wang is getting closer to the truth. Private Kim enters the room, and H. Wang asks if he is involved with Captain Seo. H. Wang realizes they are planning something, and he orders his men to find them. But Min Young has already set the escape plan in motion. They must reach the truck before H. Wang discovers their plan. Junai spots a horde of creatures marching toward the camp, and the alarm is raised. Yong Seok reaches the truck and confirms the money is still inside. Private Kim begs to join them, but Yong Seok is suspicious. Kim tells them about the satellite phone, and he wants to escape with them. Kim tells them the phone is with Captain Seo, and he will be there soon. Yong Seok tells Kim to act natural, but the tension is unbearable. Suddenly, H. Wang appears, and the chase begins. Yong Seok and Min Young make a run for the truck, but H. Wang is right behind them. They reach the truck, but H. Wang shoots at them. Now watch how they escape the camp with H. Wang on their tail.
이뤄낼 수 있어? 이뤄낼 수 있어.
The chase erupts into a full-scale battle, with creatures swarming from every direction. But H. Wang's men are still chasing them, and the truck is taking heavy fire. Yong Seok fires back, but the horde is growing. He yells for them to keep moving, and they smash through the gates. Yong Seok yells for Cheolmin, but there is no answer. He realizes Cheolmin is gone, and the guilt is crushing. But there is no time to grieve, and they race toward Incheon Port. Yong Seok yells for them to get out, but the truck is surrounded. Captain Seo is panicking, but H. Wang is determined to get the money. Yong Seok tells them to do everything they can, and they fight their way out. Grandpa and the girls are waiting at the port, but the ship has not arrived. Junai and Yoo Jin run to meet their mother, but the horde is right behind them. They jump into the truck, and Min Young floors the accelerator. The chase becomes a war zone, with creatures and soldiers fighting on the road. Yong Seok fights off the creatures, while Min Young weaves through the wreckage. But H. Wang is relentless, and he is gaining on them. He rams their truck, and the impact nearly sends them off the road. Yong Seok tells him to hold the wheel, and he climbs out to fight H. Wang. But H. Wang's men are shooting from all sides. Yong Seok fights them off, but the truck is losing speed. He holds tight, and they smash through a barricade. But H. Wang is still coming, and he is furious. He rams their truck again, and they spin out of control. They are almost at Incheon Port, but the creatures are everywhere. Junai spots the ship, and they are almost there. But H. Wang catches up, and he has a gun. He demands the money, and he threatens to hurt the girl. He tells them to put down their guns, and he prepares to escape. But Captain Seo has a change of heart. Grandpa is wounded in the crossfire, and the girls are screaming. The sun is rising, and the horde is coming. Min Young tells them they must go now. Yong Seok attacks H. Wang, and they fight over the gun. But the creatures are swarming the truck, and time is running out. Grandpa is dying, and he tells the girls to go. He apologizes for bringing them into this world, and he tells them to run. But the girls are devastated, and they cannot let him go. Grandpa closes his eyes, and the girls scream. He tells Min-young to take them, and he promises to help them. He yells for them to move now, and they run for the ship. But Min-young is still in the truck, and the horde is closing in. The UN ship has arrived, but it is too late for Min-young. Major Jane tells the girls they are safe, but they refuse to leave without their mother. She tells them not to wait for her, and the girls are screaming. But Young-seok remembers the day he left his sister behind, and he cannot do it again. He tells Min-young he is coming back for her, and he runs into the horde. He hears the voice of his sister, telling him he just gave up. But this time he will not give up. He grabs Min-young and pulls her from the truck. He carries Min-young to the ship, and the girls are crying with relief. But the horde is still coming, and the ship is pulling away. Major Jane tells them they are safe, and the ship sails away. A new world is waiting,